I know this is a challenging time for your city.
It's very challenging. However, I'm very proud of our police department and our prosecutor for coming to the right outcome, and our police department handling everything with great professionalism. Of course, it wasn't our officer involved in the shooting, but our police department, of course, were monitoring the protest last night to make sure nothing got out of hand, and of course it didn't.
Joseph Dieters, the DA, called this a senseless and asinine shooting. We've all had a chance to look at this video, and it is troubling today. I wonder what your reaction is.
Well, it is troubling, and I had a chance to meet with the family, the Bose family, yesterday morning. It was very sad. We cried together. It's a time, of tragedy, obviously, and I think, given police community relations around the country, it was important that the justice system work. And Joe Dieters, I think, followed the facts. He followed the video and came out with the right charges. And I know that made a big difference to the family and to the civil rights community generally.
One of the things that's troubling to a lot of people is that the police report appeared to differ from what ultimately the video revealed. The police report said that the officer, Ray Tinsing, was dragged in the car. And we certainly don't see that on this video. So we talk about troubling. How troubling is it to you that there appears to be, some kind of intentional effort by the police who did this report to alter what actually happened?
Well, if that's true, it's obviously very disturbing. And again, this was the campus police, not the Cincinnati police. In fact, over the last year, with issues going on in Baltimore and in Florida and in St. Louis and Ferguson, our police community relations have been touted across the country as a role model. And so our police officers, in my opinion, would not have stopped somebody for a front license plate and would not have escalated the way this escalated. But our police department, and I've called for reform of the university police department, so is the civil rights community, and clearly reform and practices are in high order.
Is it time to reconsider whether to allow the university police department to have jurisdiction over that specific area? Do you need your own cops working the beat there?
Well, that's certainly going to be one of the questions that we're going to have to tackle in partnership with the University of Cincinnati, which is obviously a very important partner with the city of Cincinnati. It's a huge university, a wonderful university, and this is obviously a tough time for them. We went through tough times in Cincinnati in 2001, and we came out with this thing called the Collaborative Agreement, which is held up as a role model around the country. And we, at a minimum, will require that the UC follow all of those practices and procedures in the future.
What's your message to people in the community who look at this and say, not again? I mean, not again. We have this video of a white officer, albeit a campus officer, shooting an unarmed black man in the car there. How do you convince the community that things are going to get better?
Well, first of all, any institution that is done by human beings is going to have error and problems. And the question is, when those horrible things happen, are people held accountable? Remember, in the Garner case in Staten Island, there wasn't even an indictment, and most people who saw the video thought there should be. In our community, not only were the police community relationship strong, so that the police and the civil rights community yesterday were all urging peaceful protest, but our prosecutor brought the right charges. And so I think Cincinnati, a horrible thing happened here, but I think we can actually be held up as this is the way it's supposed to work.